Doesn't it hurt when you cut yourself?
A little bit.
I won't shave that fast. It's like,
Well, that's the easy part. Now I gotta get around this corner. How's that?
good.
It seemed like this overnight one time. All of a sudden I was shaving, I said, my gosh, how old am I? Some days I've had a good night's sleep, I feel refreshed, and I jump out of bed and feel my body kind of give way. And that's something all of a sudden happens to you. You can't have the control that you used to have. I don't know how to explain it, but you feel alive in your head, and you just try to move your body to try to stay up with you. I guess the best way to try to describe it.
You're gonna go to the tavern with your kids today. Go over there and get you a good drink. All right, there we go, buddy. You're not gonna talk this morning? What's your name? I don't know your full name.
My dad, I stop over every night after work to see him. I spend 20 minutes to a half an hour with him, depending on the day. And one day, he didn't talk, and he was actually kind of grumpy and ignored me. And I sit right up next to him, and he didn't say a word to me. And I sat there thinking, why do I put myself through this? You know, he's going to ignore me. I stood up, and I bent over and kissed him on the forehead like I do all the time. And I said, I'm gonna go. I'll see you tomorrow. And he put his hand on my hand and said, thanks, buddy, for coming.
What you thinking about?
Hey, Dad.
Sleepyhead.
Do what?
Sleepyhead.
That's me, sleepyhead.
You weren't sleepyhead this morning, though. You got up early. Dad, I got your photo albums out that you keep under the TV there, and I was looking through them. Do you remember when you used to put marching music on every 4th of July and wake us up to really loud marching music?
What a way to get up.
How come you took so many pictures of Kelly and not of me?
You're a bad girl.
You're a bad girl.
Dad, I was not a bad girl. How can you say that? John sounded right for him for some reason or another.
You know, there's some names that just kind of fit where, you know, they could be an actor, they could be whatever, because their name just sounds good thrown up on a screen, where my John is more of a CEO or a president or, you know, somebody of an authoritative figure. There's no telling what he's going to end up doing with his life. I'm hoping that, you know, he's just the little boy in the neighborhood that has all the little friends and is tearing up things in the backyard. Always on the go doing something.
Always on the go doing something.
I want him to be in a career that he really likes, you know, just be your average, everyday guy, you know, with his own house and married, possibly with a baby, maybe 2. So he'll start to see what we went through when we let him go to college or when he left the house.
Maybe still working somewhere, but having that feeling of accomplishment, that he has done a lot. Now it's time for the next generation. Do you want a roll, Dad? A roll with butter? John and an old man sitting at Thanksgiving and just sitting there and watching his children and grandchildren.
Maybe even great-grandchildren.
And maybe even great-grandchildren, who knows? And he's not saying anything. He's just watching his children with a little sense of, I did this.
My dad, John Francis Smith, died March 23rd, 2008, just short of his 80th birthday. When you sit down to write a man's eulogy who lived 80 years and that you love, it's really tough to get 80 years on a piece of paper. In 1928, my dad was a baby, and it was 1 year before the Great Depression. And to think that this little baby laying in a crib in 1928 is going to overcome all of that. He brought into this world a family, and he protected them and educated them and sent them out into the world to do their own thing, and everybody flew. So my opinion is that he died a very happy man for that. And now I'm the oldest John Smith in the family, and I'm glad I'm named for him. I'm glad I'm named John Smith.